They call me Jenny. And what I'm about to share isn't just a story. It's a warning. Ready? Let's begin. Every family has a room you're not supposed to enter. Closet, a basement, a garage. In our house, it was the garage. Not because it was messy, not because of tools or chemicals, but because my father said a witch lived in there. And the worst part? He never said it like a joke. One of my earliest memories is standing on my toes, reaching for the cold brass handle of the garage door. I was just a toddler for maybe 5. From the living room, I heard my dad's voice float out casually. "Don't go in the garage, buddy. There's a witch in there." He said it with a soft smile, warm, almost playful, but I remember the way it sat in my chest like a weight, because he wasn't joking. That door had 3 locks. 3. Not just a knob and a latch, but a deadbolt, a chain, and another I could never identify. Why would a garage need that kind of security? I grew up thinking it was a clever way to keep me away from dangerous tools. But even as I got older, I never forgot that moment, and my dad never changed the story. There's a witch in the garage. I was 10 the day I saw Danny standing at the pedestrian door of our garage, just staring through the glass, still as a statue. It was hide and seek. He was hiding, or so I thought. The overhead garage door was shut, and with no windows inside, the place was pitch black. The kind of black that eats the edges of things. I had an idea. I'd sneak in from the inside, scare him. I crept toward the red interior garage door, the one with mismatched wooden framing and a deadbolt too high for a kid to reach. Funny, I remembered 2 locks. Now there were 3. Just as I reached for the bolt, my dad appeared from nowhere. Fast, sharp-eyed. "What are you doing?" I explained. "The plan. The game. Danny." His face softened, then stiffened again. "That's a good plan, but you need to stay out of the garage. There's a witch in there." "Dad," I groaned, rolling my eyes. "Witches aren't real." His voice dropped an octave. His eyes narrowed. "Sam, stay out of the garage." "Okay, buddy." I nodded, and when I got back outside, Danny was gone. The police showed up an hour later. 2 officers. Quiet voices. Serious faces. My dad didn't tell me why. He just said Danny went home. Everything was fine, but I saw the garage was open. I saw them all standing in there. My dad, the cops, and later, Danny's father. At some point they started laughing. Loud. Like it was all some joke. "My mom came inside with a smile," said Danny. "Just has an imagination." I asked my dad again that night. "What happened? Where's Danny?" "He's home," Dad said with that same soft tone. "Everything's fine. Just a silly misunderstanding." Then he winked. "Probably the witch in the garage." 4 years later, I was 14 and smarter. Too old for monsters. Too old for witches. I came home to find Mom wrestling with her glasses. A tiny screw had come loose. "The screwdriver sets in the garage," I said casually. She paused. Just for a moment. Eyes flicked up. Face unreadable. "Unfortunately," she said with a forced smile, "there's a witch in the garage." Seriously. I headed toward the door. Deadbolt locked. Still locked. "No key." "Your father has the key," she said softly. Later, when Dad came home, he said we could go get it. But he didn't unlock the red door. He took me out front around to the overhead garage door. He opened it and I stepped inside. Dust. Oil. Something metallic in the air. Like rusted pennies and dry blood. I found the screwdriver. But I glanced back at the red door. Deadbolt. Chain. Keyhole. A fortress. "Didn't you need something from the car?" I asked. "Oh no. I'll get it later." He smiled too long. "Let's go figure out dinner." High school started. And somehow, Danny was there. After years. After the silence. We became friends again. Laughed. Talked horror movies. Ate pizza. One Friday, I invited him for a sleepover. His body stiffened. Eyes dimmed. "It's at your place?" he asked. "Yeah. Come on, man. It'll be fun." He agreed. But something in him never came back the rest of the day. That night, my mom greeted Danny like family. But when my dad walked in, he saw Danny. and his smile broke, only for a second, but I saw it. We were halfway through a zombie movie, pizza boxes scattered across the floor, and then Alex made a joke. "Wait till your dad tells you about the witch in the garage." Danny froze. His whole face emptied. "What happened that day?" I asked. "The police." "You." "The garage." Danny took a breath. "I was hiding right by the back garage steps. I heard something whispering. Couldn't make it out until it said my name. Danny, help me." It sounded like a girl, but sick, old, like something pretending to be human. I ran. I called the police. I didn't know what else to do. Silence. Then Alex muttered, "Too quiet. Maybe there really is a witch in the garage." I didn't sleep well after that. And when I did, I dreamt I was my dad. I walked through the house like it was any other night. Keys on the hook. Lights off. Feet padding down the hall. I stopped at the back window. Through the glass. The garage door. Black. Utter black. And then, a figure. Long hair. A silhouette. Two white glints like eyes. It raised a hand and waved. So I waved back. It turned and vanished into the dark. I woke up in sweat. Heart hammering. Clock said 2:59 a.m. Then, click. The deadbolt. The garage door deadbolt. I froze. Listen. Tried to tell myself it was nothing. But I knew that sound. I'd heard it 100 times. I pictured the witch. Her hands pressed to the door, smiling. And that horrible thought filled my brain. She's getting out. I crept out of bed. Quiet. Careful. Like something had wound up my mind and let it go. I moved through the house. Floorboards groaned under my weight. I stopped by the back window. The garage stood still in the yard. Black windows. No light. No movement. I raised a hand. Waved. Just like in the dream. Nothing happened. First. Then the red door inside the house opened. The deadbolt clicked back into place. I dove under the table. Breath held. Frozen. Footsteps entered the kitchen. Dad. Pajama pants. Slippers. Calm. He filled a glass with water. Drank. Then walked back down the hallway toward the red door. I waited a long time before moving. Eventually, I crawled back to my room. Shut the door behind me. Slid under the covers. But sleep didn't come. Something inside me knew what I'd felt that night. What I'd almost seen. Was real. That this wasn't about fairy tales or childhood fears. That my parents weren't protecting me from a lie. They were protecting me from something they couldn't contain. A witch lives in our garage, and one day, she's going to want out. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling horror tales. Your support keeps the darkness alive.